Welcome to Tailboard Talk, a fourth shift fitcast. The mission of Tailboard Talk and the fourth shift fitness is to educate and train fire service personnel to increase durability and decrease the potential for injuries and their associated costs. My name is Chris Morella, owner and founder of Fourth Shift Fitness. I'll use my experience as a personal trainer, strength coach, and 15-year veteran of the fire service to deliver tips, tricks, lessons, and information specifically geared towards the health and wellness of firefighters and paramedics. Each episode, you'll leave with immediate deliverables that will improve performance and resilience and keep you in the fight through your career and into retirement. Let's get into it. So do you want to start off by talking about people we unfollowed on Instagram lately?
I think you do that more than I do.
I've unfollowed at least 2 people today.
Whoa.
And I was thinking I should be regenerative. If I unfollow 2 people, I should follow 2 more people, just to keep the karma even.
Gotcha.
But I didn't. I just unfollowed 2 people because I couldn't stand what they were posting. It's usually people that, here's the people I've unfollowed in the past year. If you post something in your stories or a post that says anything along the lines of open your eyes or can't you see what's going on or wake up, yeah, you're out.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Unless it's like, wake up, can't you see that pancakes are better than waffles? Unless it's something like that.
Wake up, can't you see? I'm going to demo the kitchen next week.
Yeah, you're out. So if anything like that happens with any kind of political statement on either side, I have no tolerance for it because there's no way. If I know you and we're friends on social media, there's no way you have anything figured out to the level that you're so far superior than everyone else around you. You need to announce it. It's just not a common trait of people that are associated with me on
Are
social
we friends
media.
on Instagram?
Have you? Yeah. Yeah, because we got it so figured out.
Totes.
But yeah, I have no problem with getting rid of people. I've thinned out my social media herd significantly in the past year.
I got to say, you go on Instagram a lot more than I do. I don't really go on there. I actually was on there the other day and realized the last thing I posted on Instagram was a Father's Day post. That's the last thing.
Yeah. Kurt and I were even talking about it the other day. Somebody put this long diatribe up of complaining about something. And we're like, who is this person talking to? What's the point of putting this up?
Anyways, speaking of Kurt, I got a bone to pick with you.
It's the same thing I do with my workout videos. Somebody will really like watching me do squats. I guess it's just a feeling of a sense of wanting to feel important. I don't know, but it's just not my thing. I'm sure for other people it has more value. It's just not my thing. Oh, what's wrong with you?
Nothing wrong with me. I would like a retraction to a statement made in your last 2 podcasts about my gift giving.
From Kurt?
No, from you. It reminded me. Kurt reminded me that you 2 had conversations the last 2 podcasts where you told him that you'll tell me you want something and I'll buy you something completely different.
Yeah, 100% different.
That's happened.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But this last instance at Christmas time, the thing I bought you,
The mug.
yes, was not a coffee mug. It was a cocktail mug. So it's completely different because they didn't have the coffee mugs at the store anymore. You said that you asked for things and they buy you the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. What's the difference between a coffee mug and a cocktail mug?
There was no handle and it was shaped more like a tumbler.
Like a tumbler.
But I'm a good gift giver.
Usually you are. What do you want me to say?
That I'm a good gift giver.
You're a good gift giver. What else do you want me to say?
That I don't just always buy you things that you say the opposite of what you actually asked for.
The complete opposite.
When's the last thing I bought you that was complete opposite of what you've asked for? Because the things that you ask for that are specific, I say just go buy it yourself. Because they're too ridiculous.
One of them that worked out well was the headphones. Where I wanted the workout headphones, like the big ones. Mm-hmm. And I said, get me these specific headphones. These are the ones that I want. And I sent you the link for it.
I don't recall this.
You gave me a completely different pair. And we're like, hey, I went looking, and these were more expensive, and I think they're better.
Doubt it.
They've held up so far. They're actually pretty nice. So that worked out in your favor.
Duh.
But still, I gave you the exact thing.
I don't recall you giving me the exact thing.
this most recent Christmas, you said, send me exactly what you want. And I sent you what I want and said, I'm sending you this watch because I can't bring myself to spend $250 on a watch.
Yeah, neither could I because it was
And then
ugly.
you said, I didn't get you the watch because I can't spend $250 on a watch. I was like, well, thanks for...
Because you have so many.
I have a couple that I wear.
And who needs a $250 watch?
Nobody. That's why I can't spend $250 on a watch.
Good news. Your birthday is in 2 months.
Good.
Maybe
Maybe
it'll
not getting the watch.
maybe it'll show up then. But I bought you a watch that was on your list.
Yep.
So that's not fair.
Because I gave you an out. I gave you a $40 one also.
Because you gave me like 6 to choose from.
I gave you 2 to choose from.
No,
one was $250 and one was $40.
No, there was like 4 on there.
Yeah.
Because it was not $40. Just so you know.
Okay.
Anywho, I'm a good gift giver.
So that's the retraction you wanted, was that
I am a good gift giver.
a lot of times you do the exact same thing that I said that you do, but also you do good gifts too?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
That you
Nailed
like it. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the question that came across today, which was, do you have it on your phone still?
Yeah.
Talking about raising kids, right?
Yeah, it was raising kids. Oh. What was it? Raising kids in a firehouse fire family, talking to kids about dangers of your job. Something I really haven't thought about having a conversation with Nathan with. Because right now, at this point, he probably doesn't think you have a job.
Oh,
because you're home all the time.
I've been home way too long since last year. Well, right now he knows that me and Uncle Joe work at the Wee Woo station, and he knows that when I'm at work and he calls at night, he gets to see the bell and lots of buttons and the truck for a second, and that's really it.
Yeah.
And then once a call came in while we were on FaceTime at night, and there was an emergency. So you got to hear that and get all wound up. But I don't know what else.
He hasn't really I feel like this last 6 months, grasped the concept of Daddy goes to work.
Yeah.
Because now he understands kind of days. So he knows when he wakes up and you're not home, it's, oh, Daddy's at work.
Yeah.
And then he knows he gets to call you at nighttime.
Yeah, I'm not sure when he's going to catch on to it. I mean, eventually he's going to see the world, right? And I'm sure once our stations open back up, he'll be by the station. But I don't know when the actual content of the job will catch up with him, and I don't know exactly how. I don't know exactly how we're going to talk to him about it.
I mean, I feel like we're not equipped to answer this question correctly.
Because we don't have that situation yet?
Yeah, I haven't even thought about talking to Nathan about... I mean, we talk about your job in the sense that, you go to a fire station, but not the dangers of your job.
I mean, I think I would talk about it the same way I talk to any of our friends or family members that don't have any clue what I do. Which is you can either harp on how dangerous and exhausting it is in hopes of getting sympathy and a free drink.
Which you do.
Or to shut them up. Or you can...
The free drink, not the sympathy.
Yeah. Or you can talk about... Or shut them up.
Yeah.
Or you can talk about... you can downplay the danger of it because of how good the department is or how safe things are now, or... Realistically, it's 80% EMS, so the chances of getting in a serious incident like that are pretty low. And even when we do, there's measures to keep us safe, and that's what we do so much training for, and that's why you take your promotion so seriously, and that's why you trust your command structure and all that stuff. I mean, that's a little bit over. I'm guessing a 5 to 7 year old's head by the time he actually grasps what's going on. But I think it's just the way you frame anything. You either frame it as a threat or you frame it as a cool job that Daddy gets to do a lot of cool stuff. And there's dangerous stuff out there, but Dad's smart enough to stay out of it or stay safe during it. And then focus on the good stuff. Focus on the positive things and be not the hero, but be the idol that people expect that role to be. I think there's a lot of hesitancy to be that a lot of times because it feels cheesy or it feels kind of corny to play that role. But, if you choose to be too stoic or too denying of that, you're robbing basically the perception that people have for you. So they won't. I don't know. It's a strange thing because people don't want to come up and thank you or ask you questions about the job to hear how humble you are. They want to hear what your job is like or what the situations you've been in. And so if you try to be too cool about it, then they're like, oh, that guy's not. He's either a pretender or he's just like a jerk, you know?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to hone in like your cocktail time talk of a nice happy medium.
Yeah.
Of both.
I think I'm going to keep it more positive than anything. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to make it negative.
No.
Like a 5-year-old doesn't give a shit what the city council's doing to you.
No.
Like there's no reason to be like, yeah, Daddy gets to do some cool stuff, but we're fighting for our raises this year and we're out of contract for the 4th time in my career and it's not all that great, pal.
You're like, can we still buy popsicles?
Like, is there buttons? What are we talking about here? Can you ring the ding ding again, please?
Yeah.
So I think keep it overwhelmingly positive with being realistic. And I know there's going to be a time when he sees the news or sees something online and it's a terrible clip or a terrible news update or some tragedy happened to someone that wears the same color uniform as me. And so he'll be a little weird about it and have questions, but...
This would be a good question for Joe. You and Joe should do one together and talk about this question. His kids are older. They actually understand and ease them. This would be a good one for you guys to do.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good for us, too, though, because we get to think about it a little bit now.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Probably say the same thing. I probably stay more in the positive. And the one thing I remember going to some seminar the department put on about letting your kids visualize. Because eventually he's going to be like, well, where do you sleep? Like, do you sleep in pajamas? What do you do?
Don't sleep. Sleep on the streets, kid.
Okay.
What?
But to show him, like, eventually if the firehouse ever opens back up, like, to give him, like, a little tour of, like, this is Daddy's bed, and here's his stuff. This is where I go when I'm not home.
Yeah. Definitely something to think about.
I haven't really thought about it, because he's so oblivious at this point. He just knows when you're not home.
He sure does. And then he knows when I come home.
Totes.
Because it's party time.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I know.
But it'll be just me and him and Soy for a little bit because someone's going to the beach for a week.
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
Not me.
Nope. You're on dad duty.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you not to be here.
Rude.
We talked about this. You tell me the same thing when I go to work. It's easier when I'm at work sometimes.
Well, because kind of like the dogs. Like, when both of us are home, someone's always trying to be not always trying to be in control, but it's who do I listen to?
Yeah.
Who's laying down the law at this time? Mm-hmm. So when you're not home, it's Nathan knows, like, what I say goes. It's not, oh, you said no, let me go see what's Dad doing. Mm-hmm. Go ask him the same question.
Both of our routines get chopped up when we're both home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smooth handoff for most things, but it's still, like, the other night when I gave Sawyer a bath was the first time I gave her a bath in months. Because I usually give Nathan a bath. Mm-hmm. Because you take her up and then I take him up. Mm-hmm. So giving her a bath, I was like, look at you trying to jump out of this tub right now. Because
you probably haven't given her a bath since she's been like a blob.
Yeah, no. She would just sit there.
Yeah. No.
And
girl's got to move.
Yeah. She got 3 teeth and a whole lot of attitude. And so... I was like, well, I should probably learn how to do this before Katie's gone for a week. I need to know where all the ointments are and where they all go. With Nathan, it's like, just dry that thing off and don't point it at me. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I'm not worried about it.
No.
I'm not looking forward to running down the hallway at 6 o'clock in the morning when he's knocking on the door because he's getting ready to hand his diaper to you. It's full of poop.
6 if you're lucky.
Yeah. Not excited about that. Anything else you want to talk about?
Someone had a funny question. They wanted to know why you guys don't make the yummy meals you make. Why do firefighters not cook the same yummy meals at home like they do at the station? Do you even cook at the station?
Rarely.
You barely cook at home.
Well, because you won't. A lot of times you insist that I don't. Or you just insist that you do.
Well, you're very messy.
Yeah.
So it drives me crazy.
Sorry.
But you don't really, like, you'll grill and stuff, but you don't really cook at home.
No. But that's by design. You said you took on the role of cooking. Mm-hmm. And you value that. You want to do that.
I do like to do that. But I don't, like, I can't, like, is there something, like, you guys make at work that there's nothing even you've ever said you make at work that you're like, I gotta come home and make this for you, or we got to do this.
No, usually I make things here, and then I bring them to work. I'll make them at work.
Yeah.
Like the breakfast sandwiches
Mm-hmm.
or brunch stuff in general.
Yeah.
Or
You're a good breakfast maker.
Yeah, or I'll ask you. I can't remember. There's been a few things where I've texted you of how to make something that you made here or we made here, and then I try to make it at work.
Yeah.
But no, usually it's not. It goes well. And work stuff too is. I've been on a couple crews where the meals are more elaborate, but in general, it's not very fancy.
Yeah.
Like lunch is usually very basic and quick, and then dinner's usually a taco of some sort, just because it's fast, or a burger, or something grillable. It's not very elaborate. The holidays get more elaborate, but in general, the average meal every day is not.
Well, both these questions made me think, like, I don't really ask you about, like, your day-to-day at work. I just
I know.
I just go, how was work? And you're like, it was fine. I slept from 12 to 2.
You don't even say how was work. You just say, I'm just assuming you didn't sleep. As soon as I, like...
Well, because when I ask you, how's your night? Or did you sleep? You're like, no, it was fine. So, but like, you don't really talk about, oh, we made this or did that. Like, the only thing you will every now and then talk about is your spaghetti days.
Yeah.
But that's more like, don't forget it's Spaghetti Saturday. Don't make pasta on Sunday.
I don't tell you not to make it. You get worried about me eating the same thing more than one day in a row.
Yeah, because I would get bored.
I don't care at all. Mm-hmm. There was one time where, what was I always eating at work? Like barbecue pulled pork sandwich or something like that.
Probably.
It like lined up perfectly where I had it.
Like 3 days in a row.
Yeah. Had like, you made one of the big shoulders or something like that in the crock pot. And we had barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. And then somebody made it work the next day. And you're like, oh, we're just going to do the pulled pork, but make like barbecue tacos. And so I had basically the same thing 3 days in a row. Sweet potato fries every time, obviously. But I don't care. I could eat the same thing. It doesn't bother me at all. And so you get more weirded out when you're like, oh, no, I'm making spaghetti on Sunday or something like that. I'm like, I don't care. It's not spaghetti in the first place. It's chickpea mash.
First of all, I made you guys real spaghetti the other night.
Yeah. And we were bouncing off the walls. We didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Hey, I just want to make sure you don't get your dad bod.
Yeah, thanks. But no, there's not a lot of elaborate meals. I'll cook if I have to, but I usually don't cook that often.
Someone else had another interesting question that made me really think, because we haven't done this in a while. Someone asked about dating your spouse and relationships.
I'd like to ask about that too.
We haven't.
When are you going to take me on a date?
I was just thinking, like, we really haven't gone out on a date.
Yeah, we've gone on lunch dates and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, after having Sawyer, we did a lot better job after having Nathan. Granted, there's only one. But after we would make plans and go out, at least, like, if you had both a Saturday and Sunday off or a Friday.
Well, I don't want to shock your system too much, because apparently you've been living in a cave under a rock. There's a little bit of a pandemic going on.
Well,
where it was not the smartest idea to have strangers at the house with our children.
Okay, first of all, it was my mom, and she works from home by herself.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Is if she couldn't come over, then we were out of... That was it, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, just in general, like, even now with things opening back up, I think we've only been out, like, twice without Sawyer and Nathan.
Yeah. I think it was just a timing thing. I think it was purely...
And
I really do think it was purely because of everything
Yeah.
shutting down and just not us not. It was enough. It was stressful enough me going to people's houses at work. I didn't want to bring people into our house when I wasn't at work.
Okay, you say people as in, like, we'd have people, like, come in, like, around.
You almost recruited Nathan's swim instructor.
She was so sweet. I still kick myself I didn't ask her.
I'm sure she'll be there next year.
I hope so.
Yeah. That's got to be just timing.
Yeah, because someone asked that question, I laughed, and I was just like, I couldn't tell that somebody went, like, on a date.
You're like, well, first of all, I'm a control freak.
A little bit true, but my mom has come over, and she watched both of them.
Middle of the day.
Because here's the thing. Our kids go to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's a whole night. That's like 3 hours till we go to bed. We like the cocktails at our house. We like the drinks at our house.
So I actually
We're cheap. We like our couch.
Go on. I did think about this, and I think it goes back to why we bought this house in the first place. Is we've never been like big goer outer people, really, right? Like if friends were going out, of course that was what you did when everybody was going out. But like we bought this house, it's bigger because we knew that was where we were going to spend a bunch of our time. And like that's where we're going to invest in the house because we're going to be in it more because we like to stay home and do nothing. So as much as like going out is nice, even if we went out to dinner, we would still like get done with dinner in 45 minutes and be
Right.
like, do you
Now
want to go
what?
down to whatever that, I'm just thinking of Geneva, like, oh, we left Burger Local and you want to go down to Barrel and Rye for a drink? I'm like, yeah, maybe one. And then we walk by and be like, it's pretty crowded in there. Do you want to go down and get ice cream? Be like, we have ice cream at home. And then we'd be home
I know.
20 minutes from then. And then we would sit on the couch for 2 hours and watch YouTube videos of camping trips that we want to go on. Like that's, so every night we do go on a date because we put them to bed and then
That's
we
true.
pour a drink and then we have our little date night on the couch until 8:12ish when you start snoring and then it's bedtime.
First of all, I don't snore, and I just rest my eyes.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny. Someone asked that question. I'm like, I don't know the last time I've been on a date. But yeah, really, like our quality time is after the kids go to bed,
Yeah.
or on the not rare. It pretty much happens a lot when they nap at the same time in the afternoon. Like we'll
Yeah.
kind of treat it depending on
Yeah,
how
we
the
do-
day falls.
We do a good job of shutting down at that time instead of taking that as like, okay, they're sleeping. We have 15 things to do. Like, hurry up and rush for the next 2 hours until they're up.
Yeah, and sometimes we do. Like lately, we've been kicking into high gear.
Well, you got to pack for your trip.
I know. I still haven't packed.
But
It's
no,
all over our
usually
bag.
as soon as the second one goes down, it's like, okay, we'll just sit on the couch now and hang out with each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard too because we are home right now a lot together, so we kind of chit chat throughout the day and kind of keep in touch. And then, I mean, we're at a season right now where when we do have like quality time, it's kind of hard to turn off the kid talk or life, business talk a little bit
Yeah.
because that's just the season we're in.
Like, even when we went camping, though, when we took the camper down to Florida and we had my parents there, we still didn't,
No.
like, go on a date or anything like that. Like, we were okay spending more time with them and then just hanging out the camper, the three of us in the bed at night watching a B movie.
Yeah, but then he would fall asleep and we could kind of chat, and he was.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, it's just a
Our
season
life
where
is just one big date.
it's
Is
totes.
that what we're saying?
Yes, I'm gonna miss our date nights for the next week.
What, you are? Mm-hmm. You'll be dating a pillow and a queen-size bed all by yourself. And
Yes, I will.
yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
I think I'll be okay.
All right. Anything else you want to run through?
No, those are kind of the three questions that made me think.
Okay.
I also think I need to ask you more about your day now, on the reg, your day to day at work. Not here. I know what you do all day here.
I watch mountain bike videos.
Get in
and-
my way.
Yeah, I know. If you need to get in touch with Katie to bitch about me, just joking. If you need anything, don't be hesitant to reach out. fourthshiftfit@gmail.com or fourthshiftfitness on all social media. And we'll be back next week, and we'll talk to you guys soon and be a four shifter.